Okay, so mesh security, yes, complex topic, but I'll try absolutely to make it as easy as possible. Okay, so just a little bit about me. So I'm like the founder of a commercial network, and which is basically an ADAS compliant with documents and identity. And this is like probably one of the oldest chain in the Cosmos ecosystem. Why? Because we started our chain as a private chain very, very early. And when I said early, I'm talking about like 2017. So yes, I got actually from Jay the first pre-release SDK of Cosmos, and we started building even before the Cosmos Hub was launched. So I'm really, if there is somebody who is OG, that's absolutely me, because I was really into it. And I got like 5 out of 5 Cosmoverse. So this is like really, really also thanks to CryptoCito for this. So I'm really happy to be for the 5th time from Lisbon to beautiful Split here. So all my work and life focus has always been about compliance, sovereign, and interoperable DLT infrastructure. So I really started very early in the game. I used to mine Bitcoin with my Macintosh very early, so I was one of the few people that compile the Bitcoin code to the Macintosh. So I'm really, really into the blockchain space very early. And I created this amazing network and this amazing consortium of 100 companies, which is commercial network. And out of these 100 companies, some didn't do much in crypto and blockchain, but some did an amazing. Yesterday I spoke about Riv, and today I'm talking about another fantastic company, which is basically Theorem, and why I'm personally helping them and trying to do something really incredible, which is connecting the cash-only economy with Web3, with the compliance, 100% compliance by design. So enough about me, let's talk about Theorem network. Okay, so it is next blockchain to basically empower the 3.5 billion people that unfortunately do not have the luxury of having a bank account. There are like 3.5 billions that do not basically have any possibility to use a bank account, and they only have cash use. So how are we going to do it? We are going to create a Cosmos native infrastructure. So it's going to be a chain based on the Cosmos SDK. And we are trying to completely inclusive finance. So we are not going to leave anybody out of our chain. How are we going to do it? First of all, it's going to be, interconnected with the different 100 chains. And it's going also to be interconnected not only with the Cosmos ecosystem, but that it will be through IBC, but it will be also interconnected with other, let's say, compliance, security and compliance network. Why? Because basically commercial network has a validators nodes, it's a set of validator nodes, and each of them is a QTSP. What does it mean? It's basically a qualified trust service provider. So our ADAS companies that can basically issue certificates, identity. So we created basically a network of QTSP, and this QTSP represent 80% of companies of the population of Europe. So all the people that are behind commercial network are reaching already 80% of the market of Europe. So we took us only 7 years to do it, but it was worth it. And companies that maybe are not famous, but are very famous within the QTSP, Altera, Ignite, Inats, Namirial, VAR Group, Zucchetti, all these companies are part of the network, and Theorem is absolutely in the center of it. So what are we going to be? What we are going to be able to let you build? So we're going to have on-chain tokens and off-chain applications. About the on-chain tokens, we're going to have our cornerstone, which is the Theorem the Theorem coin with THRM, and is taking a government's coin. This is like going to be the first coin that we're going to issue very soon. Then we're going to have like a specific, let's say, experiment for an alternative coin, which is called Time, which is the Bank of Time social credit. So we're going to exchange time for people, with like a cash, a coin cash, which is basically you can earn and spend within a specific ecosystem. So there is a legislation in Europe about the time bank, where you can basically provide 20 hours per week of your time, and this is completely legal and you can do it. Instead of like just doing it in a ledger or like a database, we are using these coins for this time bank. And then the topic of today, and this part of the session, of course, the e-money token. So basically, we're going to create an e-money institution. So Theorem network is going to open and become an e-money institution with a single purpose: to create a stable coin. And the stable coin is going to be called the Theorem euro, so it's Teur, okay, and it's going to be absolutely euro-pegged stablecoin, one-to-one, completely backed by a licensed Italian e-money institution. So, unfortunately, there's no other way to issue a stable e-money token, only to become a bank. And guess what? We are becoming a bank. That's it. Because why? Because we want to create a super 100% compliant e-money token. So that's why we are getting licensed to become an e-money institution in Italy. The last part is very interesting. Why? Because we are creating an asset reference token specifically tailored for remittance. An asset reference token is a token that has a, let's say, a group of other coins, of other like assets underlying. And what kind of assets? Since our token is going to be a remittance one, we're going to use all the most, let's say, coins and fiat money that are going to get remitted. So let's say that there is a population in Europe that wants to remit, for example, to Pakistan, to the Philippines, to India. All these people that are spending a huge amount of money now with the traditional remittance, they're going to have this e-money, this art token, which basically is going to be instant exchange. So they will be able to exchange directly to the rupees, to the Filipino pesos, whatever, and they can like send it to their own country with really nearly zero fees. And then this is like the on-chain tokens. And then we're going to have the off-chain application. Why? Because we're not building just a blockchain, but we're building an ecosystem of applications. So we're going to start with the super app, which is the remittance. It's a very simple to use Revolut kind of 100% user experience, okay? And it's called the super app. Then we're going to have an application, the Bank of Time, with the marketplace of time, the merchant for like people that wants to exchange time with stuff, anything, data, and U5, which is the microcredit, transparent donation, because there is a huge need for clarity about donations, and so we are also empowering this for providing, like, let's say, entities, benefit entities that want to receive donation, they can use our infrastructure. And last, it's very experimental. It's called TOF. It's an offline P2P exchange protocol where like low or zero connectivity. So this is going to be done using, believe it or not, the SMS okay, infrastructure. We're going really retro to do this. So we're going back to the future in the 1950s when SMS was still a thing. So we're doing TOF, which is like almost offline way to basically for very, very low connectivity. And, you know, with Starlink, getting also the SMS. This is like makes sense. So it's very interesting stuff. So this is like the on-chain tokens and the off-chains. So enough about Theorem. Let's talk about what we stand for. We stand for compliance, and so we are going to use the commercial network stack. That is our layer 0. So we're using the commercial, we're like cloning the commercial network blockchain, which enables the ADAS2, so identity, signature, delivery, and archiving, so as a layer 0. And we are creating a layer 1 with basically the different other compliance. So the number 1, of course, is going to be the KYC. Why? Because it's 100% the necessity for any kind of tokens. You need to have KYC, anti-money laundering, and we have an on-chain protocol to do that. So basically, this is compliance by design. The second, of course, is going to do PSD2 and future PSD3, and then also we're going to have MiCAR and MiFID, because we're going to use our stable coin. For our primary use for our stablecoin, it will be also for delivery versus payment for security tokens that is now possible to issue under the MiFID 2 DLT pilot. So I don't know if you guys understand, no, but there is the possibility right now to issue a security token in Europe completely legal using the DLT pilot framework. So this is very exciting, and we are going to use the stablecoin, the Theorem stablecoin, to do delivery versus payment. So you do not have to do like a SEPA transfer to get a security token, but you can actually buy it with a stablecoin. So that's compliance by design. So from compliance, let's talk about like collaboration. I'm going to go very fast. So we need U-grade compliance unlocks institutional participation. Next, we need to create a security collective while keeping, of course, sovereignty, because that's the idea. We have a sovereign chain made with Cosmos, but we want also to interact with other chains. Now, we can do it with IBC, but unfortunately, we need to face different things. So we need to create. And we thought about using mesh security to have like a Cosmos aligned share compliance. And why creating this compliant chain alliance? You know, mesh security is like NATO. It's an alliance. It's not like it's something that you need to do only in a specific times, in a specific occasion. So how are we going to do? We're going to have like a higher like attack cost for people, because we're going to have like aggregated economic security, and then we're going to have all the chains into the in our alliance that are all regulated. So they will have all anti-money laundering, ADAS, PSD3, all the 5 great, fantastic European legislation that we are love and like. And of course, it's going to be super public sector readiness with the QTSP validators and verifiable credential. And we are going to, with Theorem, absolutely get institutional trust. Why? Because we have a transparent governance and auditable process. These are the risk, the financial risk for the, of course, the validators, but are mitigated by participation, which is, of course, opt-in. It's not mandatory, somebody that wants to do it. And the governance risk, it's very important, because that's why we need to do this mesh security. Why? Because we need to have the whitelisting, the forced token rollback, which is, I know, it's crazy for crypto, but it's a necessary, and then the financial constraints, and these are the mitigations. So that's the mesh security roadmap. Q1 specs, half is going to be a pilot with commercial network and Theorem. Then we're going to open also to other half of the year to other chains and governance. Last, please. This is scan for the, I cannot say actually, not really a wide airdrop, but might lead to an airdrop. I'm legally, I cannot say that, okay? So I'm not saying, I'm just like, maybe. And the important thing is just stop by to the booth, because it's just next. You go outside, you see it on the right, and stop by and learn and what we can do about what we can do for you. Thank you very much, and sorry for the delay.